Hi and welcome to another Hocking Stuart Market Update Report. My name is Anne-Louise Farquhar and we have a huge episode for you today, so stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Well, it's been another great month, hasn't it?
Has been an incredible month, John. I'm very, very excited, but more importantly, let's talk about this amazing property that we're here at today at 701 at 181 St Kilda Road.
What an unbelievable apartment this one is. How's the panoramic city, Dandenong views? We've got some views off here to the west of the bay.
That's right, 180-degree views, John, as we would refer to, and an amazing property, a perfect downsize or someone looking to make a sea change. And take in the beautiful nighttime city skyline, which really lights up once the sun goes down over the horizon as well.
Well, you can even see the Albert Park Lake. We've got the water shimmering
indeed,
there. It
absolutely.
Almost makes you want to get out there and have a bit of a swim.
It does indeed. And this has got everything that everyone wants when they move to St Kilda, John. Obviously, everything only a moment away, the shops, the beach, and 2 bedrooms, 2 glorious bathrooms, the ensuite to the master, and of course 2 fantastic car spaces, an absolute rarity in the current market, and this one goes to auction on the 15th of August.
Correct. And we've had some good results this month. It's been a quieter month compared to last year, same time. We're 45 Byron Street was a terrific result.
Absolutely,
there.
Cracking auction there. Obviously a beautiful 4-bedroom home. We actually recorded our last month's report there, of course, and that went on to sell competitively at auction, selling for in excess of $1.5 million, a new record again. I think we're getting sort of a new record almost every month now. And then, of course, moving over to the one off market with all the buyers around and the lack of stock, Dryden Street, 14 Dryden, selling for an undisclosed price.
Yeah, making the most of some red hot buyers without the stock on the market, saving our clients some big marketing budgets there.
Absolutely, we can't do it every time, but it is nice when it does come together. And of course, even the apartment market's really starting to fire now. 8 at 26 Mitford Street, beautiful top floor Art Deco, selling for $599,990. No surprises or gifts, presents, John, for guessing who bought that one.
Must have been a first home buyer there, Sam. It was a very, very good result indeed.
Absolutely great result. So look, I think now sort of going forward, how do you see the market, John? Are you surprised with the way things are? Or you think...
Well, we are booking a lot of auctions already for early spring. We listed 2 beautiful homes yesterday in Elwood. They're both actually renovator opportunity homes. So a few more coming on the market now. Our August is looking like it's filling up pretty quickly. So I think the start of spring is going to be very, very busy.
Yep. So if you are thinking of a spring sale, you need to get a bit of a move along, and for buyers out there, certainly don't lose hope, John, because there is a lot of stock. We are booking out now very quickly for August and September, so I'm sure there'll be something out there for you just around the corner.
Well, you all know that at Hocking Stuart St Kilda we're very, very passionate about styling and presentation of our properties, and today I'm very lucky to have Natasha from the styling group that we've worked with for many years. And I do thank you for coming along today,
You're welcome.
Natasha.
Thanks for having me, Kieran.
You're very welcome. I wanted to ask you why you would think that styling is such an important part of the selling process from your perspective.
Essentially, Kieran, property styling is designed to enhance the property to its full potential, and we do that by creating a look and feel that's attractive to the market in the area, and ultimately getting the vendor the best price for that property.
We've noticed through the years of experience where we've worked with companies alongside the styling group and including the styling group, that you tend to very creatively fit to a client's needs alongside the needs of the property itself. How do you manage to do that so cleverly?
We are very fortunate, Kieran, because we have fantastic relationships with our agents, and our agents are exceptional at their jobs, so we have a good understanding of the vendor. The brief is integral to what we're doing, and we want to make sure that as well as doing what we do, we're taking on the advice and feedback of our agents and our vendors and the market, location and demographic.
You're certainly very informed about styling, and I appreciate that. Are there any little tricks of the trade that you can offer when you come to style a property? What is it about a particular property that you look for that determines what type of styling you'll utilise?
You look at the strengths and the weaknesses of the property, and I guess when a buyer is looking at the property, they're a little bit more critical. They'll look at the weaknesses of the property. So if I walk into a room and it's particularly small, how can I make this room appear larger? How can I make it appear lighter? How can I maximise the natural light? Working with the floor coverings, working with the paint will often suggest vendor will use a splash of colour and do a feature wall in the property rather than making it all look very bland and creating different spaces in the home.
And I assume, Natasha, that it's very important to use a stylist as opposed to doing it yourself, because when you do it yourself, and I'm assuming this, that you might look at things very personally rather than objectively from a buyer's perspective. Would that be a reasonable thing to say?
In most cases it is, and you can actually do yourself a disservice by putting a piece of furniture that you particularly are very attached to, but it's not the right piece of furniture for that room, and it will often contradict what you're trying to enhance. So it will make a room look smaller, a darker couch on a darker floor will make the room appear very small, and we're about maximising the full potential of the building for the vendor and the agent.
I understand that, and that's very well said, and I think that at Hocking Stuart St Kilda we recognise the strong importance, or the leading importance, of having a stylist such as the styling group, and Natasha assist us in the process of getting the best outcome for your home. Thank you.
Our first question this week comes from Christian of Ripponlea. Christian's asked, why do some properties only advertise on the internet while other properties seem to advertise on both the internet and in print media? And I'll say, Christian, good question. It's something that I wondered myself, I suppose, before I got into the industry. And I suppose it's the investment that the vendor or the owner of the property would like to make in gaining exposure for their campaign. At Hocking Stuart, we always recommend, as you know, Costa, that the more exposure you can get equals more buyers, equals more chance of the highest bidder being there on auction day. Would you have anything to add, Costa?
I completely agree. I think that exposing your property to every kind of buyer that you can is probably the best option for you. It could even be that one buyer who may not actively be looking but may be ready to buy. They may have missed out a couple of months ago and taken a break. They may not be online or looking at all the red mags, but they may be looking for a weekly review every couple of weeks, expecting the good property will be in there. Not having it in there could potentially miss out on that buyer. So I think it's very important.
Exactly. You want to make sure that there is a buyer out there. We want to find them. The second question this week, Costa, comes from Chris of Elwood, and Chris has asked, is it better in this market to be selling at private sale or to be selling at auction? Costa, you've attended a whole different range of auctions this year. What would you suggest?
Look, it is a great question, but I think that with all the buyer demand that we've currently got in the marketplace, and as you've all probably seen with all the auction results, I think that you'd almost want the buyers competing at auction for your property. Although it can be a little bit less intimidating for buyers being a private sale, there are a couple of limitations, so you will have a cooling off period if you choose to do that, whereas with an auction it is unconditional. Also, just creating that urgency with buyers, it almost puts pressure on them to perform on the day, and quite often we see buyers actually put private sales in the back foot waiting for the result for the auction to come through, so I think being front of mind is quite important. What do you think?
No, spot on. When we have a scenario like we do at the moment, where we have increased buyer demand, we've got low interest rates, and there really is, the feeling out there from buyers is they've got to get in now before prices get even higher. I think when that happens, auction is really the only way to go. Get them there under competition, and that's how we achieve a record price.
Well, thanks for watching another Hocking Stuart Market Update report. If you have any questions for our team, feel free to email us at stkilda@hockingstuart.com.au or post it on our Facebook page. Also, if you haven't registered for our early alert notification service, you could be missing out on the property of your dreams. You can register at hockingstuart.com.au or fill out one of these forms at one of our open homes. We wish you well for the month ahead and hope that you find the property that you are after. And remember, real estate is our world.